World talk. This is a girl talk.
And I try my best to follow this lady here. She asked me, she said, how do you feel today? I said, do you think I'm going to tell somebody 90 years old how I feel? I feel great. And I try to hide my walker because she don't use no walker. I got to say for you. That's what she said. Get up and walk out here every day. Look, and don't even limp.
Blessing. We need to yes, we need
stand
to
over a little bit further, make good and sure the camera see you.
They need to know that they can look good.
I love you.
But I came along, honey. Way back down. You had to take care of yourself.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we talking about today.
You had to do it.
Can you talk a little bit, let them see you?
If you had to do it, you had to wear clothes. You couldn't be out at night.
And all
You had to be home before being done and keep him before done.
Every move you made. So you had to do all that. And I'm trying to take care of myself.
And you do?
You've done a good job.
You did do a good job.
Yes.
I've never lived with no man. I've never been knocked and beat with no man. I have lived that kind of
You haven't been married before?
Yes.
Okay. How long did you stay married?
Well, my last husband, I say, we did 34 years till it all came down.
34? Oh, so you had two husbands? Okay.
First one I had to get rid of.
Okay, that's all right. That's
There you
right.
go.
Okay.
That's right. If it wasn't working,
My last marriage was the best 34 years I've ever
Ain't that some 34 years?
Mm-hmm.
that is, and they need to hear more of that because a lot
I
of
know, and
marriages
she won't even
are
talk.
not even.
Turn around, let
I
her
know we can't get
hold of you.
hold of a good Christian man.
see.
And
Well, that's good.
we traveled and we went and everybody can know Chester Smith will tell you he was one good man.
Well, you a good lady, too.
Well,
I've been living around for
but
8
why
years.
did you move my lamp?
I'm going to give it back to you, I guess.
Why did you move my lamp? I came down the hall looking for that lamp.
It was time to take the 4th of July decoration down.
Why'd you move my lamp? I looked at it every day.
Well, I'm going to give it to you. Oh, it's time. Well, I put it on your door. It's time for it to go away from my door. It's time for time for another season.
Okay,
I'm going to give it to you. I got to say for you.
Yeah, we got Labor Day lamp coming up now.
I'm going to give it. You know I'm going to give it to you. She always talk about my door. I decorate my door outside and pretty. But I want them to hear this lady. What you say? Tell them when your birthday is.
You had them two good-looking men. Picked out there. I picked up one and looked at it.
Those are my sons. Those are my sons.
Fine-looking dude.
But did you see my baby sister and her daughters on there? It's still out there.
She came in.
They're still out there. Her picture. I keep that picture
Yeah,
out there.
they're
My
still
daughter.
out there.
Well, I couldn't bounce out when she came in.
Okay.
I'll see you, baby.
Okay, I love you. I got it for you. I
All
wish you would show your face.
right.
We
No.
need to actually don't do a whole show with her.
Yeah, she
We
won't
need to get her on.
I know
on a
it's so
whole
hard
show.
to get her
Ah, get out of
to
here.
do it. Bye
See you
bye.
later.
Okay, you have a blessed day.
Bye.
Yeah, but you know, that's amazing though. As I've been here 8 years and I've never seen her sick. I never hear her complain. She come up down the hall to wash. You know, and when she's talking downstairs, you know, they be in a group talking, you don't never hear, but they tease about how she twists her when she walks.
And see, that's
She
what
leave
I'm
here
talking about.
every
That's
morning at 9
perfect.
o'clock. Between 8:30 and 9, you know, when set your clock back. And then and like she said, in her day, and I know my day, now Bill's day was a little more lenient, you out there a little more lenient.
Yeah, mine.
And my mother used to have to say, if a guy didn't see us on Sundays, they couldn't see us no other time of week. If we had a boyfriend, he could come to the house on Sundays. He been out and said, well, I got something to do on Sundays. Monday, I didn't care. You know, her daughters were Sunday daughters. That was everybody. Bill. When Beulah came, when Beulah so much younger than me, I told Bill, I'm not going to let my beautiful baby sister try to be nowhere near my age. Her and my son, she's 3 years old, and my 2 years or 3 years older than Nathan. I was so fast, I stopped my mother from having children. And I started. When I did this one thing, just people, children try to take over sometime, you know, and I was one of the take charge. My mother and father had to really be strong with me. I thought I knew everything and didn't know nothing.
But you were that strong personality God made for a reason. because of some of the things you were going to go through
Well,
and did go through, and you survived it.
I
Because see,
did.
some people couldn't have survived what you went through.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I know if I said it was my mother and father, but I know it was God. God and Jesus, it had to be, and for me, because I said, oh, if my father died, I want to die too. I can't live without him, you know, because I can't take care of myself. But God and Jesus show you. But then I look at Christopher, and sometimes I be cursing like a sail, and my baby sister Bill, she'll just smiling. She don't say, I wish she shut up, you know. And then I said, I'm gonna tell you, then I found two white sisters that nobody would ever believe how these two white ladies are, you know, by coming. I told myself getting out of the real world of doing hair. You know, I done hair for 50 years, licensed cosmetologist. Then I thought I wanted to be a technician. I couldn't pass the test, but I'm a technician without license. And then I began to be a caregiver, you know, so I wanted to get out of the real world, I said. And then I tried to work different places and would have mean bosses. And I said, I know this is not my life, I got to find me something else to do. And I went to start cleaning the house. I said, these sisters was treating me like my sisters, you know, that I had a key, I could go in, if they're out of town, I can go and stay, you know, if they're there and they had their husbands to treat me the very same way. And so, but I started talking to God and Jesus, because I said, when I started running, when I wanted to find Christ, and I said, my mother had prayed, and I told my mother and father, I'm praying too. But my favorite place was the beer joints and the clubs. Those were my two favorite.
Oh, when I was young, I was like, I hung out on Thursday night, didn't come back sometimes till Tuesday morning.
Yeah, and my father told me, if you don't get in time to send your son to school, I'm gonna put you out and keep your children. I better get back there. But you know, I thought I was having so much fun and so many different men, and I just loved that. That was my life, you know. Yeah. And then all at once when my mother started praying, I told her, she said, I'm praying that you won't want all those men, and you want to drink, you don't want to drink all that whiskey and beer, as the mother did. Quit praying for me before you give me an ulcer, because if I don't want to drink, one way I won't drink, I'll be dead, and either my throat be cut, or I won't have a lot of men, I'll be dead. And then it seemed like something started happening a few years after that. And then I started running. It was like I was running. God and Jesus had me running. Then one night, I went to start cleaning up at the hotels at night when everything closed, the kitchen. That way, I wouldn't be around a lot of people. And I'm gonna let you really have that this. And I was sitting there praying, and I found a black lady named Waymo. Waymo, she was the manager of the lounge, and Nikki. And you know, usually women didn't like me. I never could. Women, yeah. Oh, when I go to work for them, they just didn't like even doing hair. I should have been a barber. You know, I had ended up with a lot of customers. But you know what? It seemed like I always have gotten along better with men than I have with women. Not to date them or go with them, one of my friends. And when I went to slide, I said, oh, I know I'm not gonna get this job, because they way more than Nikki, a black lady, a young lady, a young black lady, a young white lady. They came and interviewed me, and Nikki and Waymo, wherever you are, thank you. They were so sweet. They gave me that lounge. It's all we want when we come in to open. We want to be clean and nothing on the table and stuff like that. And so I would go in every night, go in about 3 o'clock in the morning when it closed, or 2 or 3. And you know what? And one night I was sitting there and I was praying. I said, but I keep on running, trying to run back to the street. And I said, Lord, and I just started praying. I said, Father God and your son Jesus, I don't want to go back to the club. Why can't you change me? Why can't I be better than what I am? And see, you know what? And I had my head on I was sitting down, my head on my knees crying. I wasn't drunk in the lounge. I was just in there. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. It seemed like a light shined, and something in my heart said, and it said, sound silly, get more Christ. I wasn't half going to church. I didn't even care about going to church. I didn't want to hear what they were saying in there. Say, get more Christ and whites in your life. So I went back and told two of my favorite deacons, one of them Deacon Kaya, and I was telling, and Deacon Lewis and Deacon Carpenter. At the time, those were my, at Oliver Baptist, I call the deacons at Oliver, they are my deacons. I'm the mother of the deacons. I rule these deacons. That's what they say. I think I own these deacons. So I said, no, and I have a son that's a deacon down there. I said, no. They said, God and Jesus didn't tell you no such thing, especially Deacon Kaya. He said, no, God and Jesus. I said, how come it that you all and the preachers feel like God and Jesus, you say he can't talk to you, only talk to you all, but he don't talk to females. You think because I'm a drunk and I'm saying he don't talk to me? Well, they told me to tell you all this too. Not only at Oliver, they told me to tell everybody They love me. I am a child of the King, like we all are. They love all of us. They're not after the rich and famous. They're after the whores and the prostitutes and everybody that's doing wrong. He's not. I mean, he's not trying to go
to the sick.
people driving Rolls Royces. That's right, the sick. I said, so whenever a preacher tell me, and I stopped discussing because they said whenever I go and I be talking to a preacher, he said, "Well now, Miss Perry, I don't think God and Jesus told you that." I said, "Well, okay, I'm sorry I talked to you
sorry
because he told me." I said, they don't come to me face to face. When I'm sitting in my apartment, I'm sitting around and I'm reading the Bible and talking, they tell me, you got to be kind, you got to be good to people. You know, you can't curse everybody out, but I haven't got to that part not cursing folks out. So I'm going to let you and my old Beulah, let you and my sister Beulah have it. I'm about to go crazy on you.
But it's a process. It's a process that we all go through because as he said, nobody's perfect. But he told us to strive to be more like him. He didn't say we were going to actually be there, but we can keep overnight. But we can keep trying. And you know, the God of this world is also trying in the opposite way to keep tripping us. And that's why we got to stay praying on our knees for everything. Yeah. But you said that, like, how long ago was it with, again, you said over 20-something years?
Over 20 years.
Now, had you had your children then? Or?
Yeah, I had all my children. And, you know, they were just doing, I guess, the regular routine checkup. But nobody would tell me what was going on. And I'm like, something's going on because I'm having all this pain and I'm excess bleeding, you know, during the menstrual time, and sometimes it would be for 2 weeks. And they would just say, well, no, you know, it's just something. Then they would try me on different birth control pills. You know, they were supposed to regulate the bleeding, and none of that never
But did they do an exam on you, a pap
Well,
test?
they done the pap, and they would say the pap will come back normal, but I'm like, it couldn't be coming back normal if I'm having these symptoms. So then, you know, I was going to all these private doctors, and then this young lady told me, she said, well, have you ever tried Meharry? You know, she said, people hate to go to Meharry, but they have some of the best doctors at Meharry. And I told her, no, I hadn't really tried Meharry. She said, well, go to Meharry, and I did. I went through Meharry OBGYN clinic, and the, I guess she was the director of the clinic, the doctor there, and she was asking me some of my symptoms, and she was the first doctor that seemed like she just really was listening. You know what I mean? Because when you go to some doctor's office, you could ask them what you just said. They don't know because they're not even listening to you.
They sure not.
You're just a patient that's on the clock and you hear them get in and get out, you know. But she actually really listened to me, and she done some tests. And she said, I said, well, I've had a physical for this year, and you know, I'm paying the pap smear, so they're probably not gonna pay for it again because they only give it to you once a year. I said, but I'll pay for it. I mean, if you want to do it again. And she done it again, and she came back and she said it had some abnormal cells. And she wanted to go in and get some of the abnormal cells and just test them and see what it was. And it was ovarian cancer. I mean, uterus cancer.
That cervical
cancer. And she let me see it on the camera. You could see the little white.
Yeah, the little dots. And
yeah.
Wow.
So she got them off, and I've been going back checking every year since, and I haven't had it. But you got some good doctors that'll listen to you. Like I got a good heart doctor there, Dr. Henson at Vanderbilt. He's great. He saved my life this year, well, last year. And then I've got a good OBGYN doctor also at Vanderbilt. I was trying to get all my doctors under the same roof so I could not have to try to keep up with my own records. They could just always pull it up. But then, like I said, sometimes you just get doctors that don't listen to you. So, you know, I'm thinking, well, it's time for me to just keep on looking. But then now I'm on the things now that I'm trying to cure myself with faith, prayer, and natural. And when I say natural, it's like when I take a pill that the doctor gave me that's going to cause 2 or 3 more side effects, when you can just get something natural. You know what I mean? You can go to natural doctors that do it at
Wait a
natural.
minute, I want to do a little sidebar again for the audience out there that this is the Vita Show, vital, informative, timely, and assertive. I am your host, Navita, and we are partnering with Styles and Profiles with Miss Dorothy Petway, and my guest today is Miss Beulah. Give me your last name.
Crowder.
Miss Beulah Crowder. And July is National Health Month. So we are kind of talking all over the board on different subjects, but especially some health subjects. And we have kind of centered on the subject of cervical cancer. I myself am a 14+ year cervical cancer survivor. I started the Cervical Cancer Coalition of Tennessee, and I'm talking to Miss Crowder here, and she is a cervical cancer survivor. So I would like to continue this conversation with Miss Crowder about her experience of being a cervical cancer survivor, kind of like how she felt when she first found out. She has been telling us a little bit of how she found out, which of course for each person is always different. Even though early detection is the best protection and you should go have your pap smears yearly, sometimes it takes a little bit more, and that's what we've been talking about, because Miss Crowder has told us that she had been going to doctors, several doctors, and they were kind of diagnosing different things, but when she finally went to a doctor at Meharry Hospital, you said that she did some testing and found out that you had certain. Did she tell you what stage cervical cancer you had? Do you remember?
She probably did, but like I said, it's been over 20 years ago.
Okay.
But I know she was like, we need to do something like now. So,
but you were also having symptoms, so you were having the bleeding and kind of the pain and everything. So I'm not a doctor, but being around doctors and being in this for about 14 or more years, I know that they told me that with cervical cancer, you don't start really experiencing symptoms until it's stage 3 and 4. So I'm thinking maybe you were around either one of those
it probably
stages.
was that, because I was much younger then, so I'm thinking I ain't gotta have no pap smear this year. So when and the symptom was there, but I wasn't going to the doctor like I was supposed to be. And then when I started doing the extra bleeding is when I started going to doctors, and they were telling me that, oh well, we're gonna try you on these birth controls, and stuff like that. But I'm like, but I'm having this pain, and I hadn't had a pap smear in 5 years when I started experiencing the pain and stuff. So that's what scared me, because I'm like, I ain't been going getting checked, something happened. And
you started listening to your body.
Yeah,
your body started.
But my body like, you better get us some help. And so that's when I went, because I was skipping pap smears and different stuff. So wasn't getting my yearly checkup, because I'm thinking, shoot, I'm young, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're okay.
Nothing's
going on.
Because I'm one of them kind of patients that I don't really go to the doctor unless something is actually wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like, why should I go if ain't nothing wrong? If I ain't having no symptoms or no side effects or anything, then I'm not gonna go to the doctor. It's like when I go to the dentist. By the time I go to the dentist, ain't nothing they can do but pull a tooth, because I'm like, I ain't going to no dentist. Why should I get a feeling? I don't.
You are not alone.
No, I just don't like going to doctors. And then now they'll say, well, why don't you go to the doctor? Why don't you go to the doctor? I'm like, for what? Because I keep going, and they're not telling me anything. They're not helping me. I feel like I can help myself. Like my sister Lois, she died with scleroderma. Well, nobody diagnosed her with scleroderma. She had to go find out and do research on her own self before. And now all you hear on the news is scleroderma. So when she had it, nobody even knew what scleroderma was. So sometimes you have to listen to your own body and just go do researches and stuff now. Like the doctor gave me medicine for my cholesterol. Well, he probably had never taken that medicine, so that medicine was killing me last year. Civastatin. Some people might take civastatin, but some people can't. And the side effect is it says body ache. Well, it didn't cause me body ache. It caused me excruciating pain from my head to my toe. And when I would go to the doctor and say, I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm in so much pain, the first thing they do is they get the pads out. They want to write me Loratabs, or they want to write me Oxycontin, or they want to give me something narcotic. I'm not here. And they'll get mad at me when I say, I'm not here for pain medicine. I don't take pain medicine. I want to know what's causing the pain and get rid of it. See, you said you're on civastatin.
Talk a little loud.
And it's not affecting you like
No, I'm not. Something's going on.
Yeah.
I'm having no pain a real bad muscle
Yeah, it's like-
contraction
yeah.
in my legs, like
Yeah.
somebody squeezing.
Well, my heart doctor's nurse, she was talking, she was telling me about medicine that I was on, and she said, "How long have you been on Silvastatin?" And I said, "Well, at that time it had been about 3 months." And she said, "Did you notice any difference?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, I've been hurting about that long, about 3 months, but I had a fall on the cruise, so I thought I was hurting from the fall.
Oh, okay.
And when I went back to my heart doctor because I was hurting in the chest and everything, she told me, she said, "Well, Silvastatin, did they tell you what the side effects is?" I said, "No," she said, "Body ache." And I said, "Well,
See?
it couldn't be the Silvastatin." I said, "Because I'm hurting excruciating pain from my head to my toe." And when I described to my daughter, she said, "Well, Mama, what did it feel like?" I said, "The only thing I could describe is I stood in the middle of a street and a big 18-wheeler hit me and crumbled every bone in my body. And I lived to tell about it, but I lived in really, really bad pain." But my heart doctor said, "Come off of it for 2 weeks and just see how you feel." And I came off of Silvastatin, and I don't have the body aches no more. I don't hurt from head to toe anymore. Now I've had this pain in my side for I want to say 20-something years. Well, not 20-something years, 10 years
About
exactly.
10,
10 years. That causes my left leg to give out. It hurts all the time. They didn't want to give me medicine for that, but I'm like, I don't take pain medicine. I
And
pray.
see, I should have, I now go to a chiropractor and get adjusted.
Just
My spine and stuff, because when you think about it and you see this spinal chart,
yeah.
all our little cords
Mhm.
run through our spine.
Yeah.
And it's like when you get a slip disc
Mhm.
and it'll numb out. Sometimes it's because there's pressure.
Now they're telling me
on
now that this
nerve.
pain comes from a sciatica nerve that was probably sewed up accidentally when I had surgery in 2002. So that's going to cause that
They
pain.
accidentally so.
Yeah, they say, well, when you land on a surgical table, it's just a little narrow table.
Yeah.
So if your leg drop off that table while they're sewing you up, they don't think to put that leg back up. They just continue sewing.
Well,
So
that
that's
was
what they're
speaking
telling
mighty
me now.
bad for the doctors, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so now they're telling me that I have to go back, get cut all open again,
Mhm.
just so they can get to that nerve and undo it. And
I would have something else.
I don't
with
think that that's worth me going through that kind of pain again for that. But when I go to a doctor, they want to write me pain medicine. I don't take pain medicine. Even when I go to the ER, I tell them, I say, I don't take pain medicine. They get mad at me. And it's like, if you don't take pain medicine, we don't want to help you. You know?
How you ladies?
All right.
How you doing?
Yeah,
Fine.
But see, that's why, like, in Chrysler chiropractic that I go to out in Highway, they, with adjusting your spine, has something to do with helping the organs and the pain in your body.
And my girlfriend, she'll like me because I'll try anything that says natural over the internet or TV. But I'm thinking, well, when they say natural, you don't have side effects. So I would rather try something that ain't gonna have a side effect. Like you take this, it might help your blood pressure, but it can cause blood clot. You take this, it might help your cholesterol, but it's gonna cause kidney failure. So why you wanna?
And they
have something
forever
else?
bringing off medicine off the market.
Yeah.
Because now medicine has been out there 20 years, and now all of a sudden they say it's doing this, this, and this to people. I'm like, really? Now you got me on this medicine. And so therefore it's helping one thing but hurting two or three other things.
You gonna get in the camera?
No,
Come on. Come on. We have, but it's great to see. We have
This
an
is a
audience.
great
All right, I'm sorry to disturb you.
No,
That's all right.
not just we have been incorporating everybody that has come in sight
Uh-huh.
just as part of the show.
Yeah, you
Kind
guys.
of like no, it's not a. I just don't want you getting in trouble if you
Oh, no, I
deliver it
ain't
on
worried
the
about
call.
that.
Oh, no.
20 years.
And I'm Beulah's sister.
How you doing?
All right, how you
I
doing?
can't remember y'all.
Lois sold his
Lord, sold
first
me my
house.
house.
Okay, okay,
My
Lois,
sister
my
Lois,
sister
yeah.
Lois, yeah. We've been talking about Lois too today.
Yeah.
That was our sweetheart. Lois was a sweetheart. She was in real estate and everything. Lois was just all around. Yeah, she was.
I'm still at the
It's
same
their house. You supposed to. She told you a good house.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It is. We
Now,
miss
see,
that.
that I need to interview him on getting in your house and like
Loving it.
loving it and
Mhm.
staying in.
Mhm.
I guess it got love.
That's right.
UPS love in it too.
That's right, because they help you stay in there. Have a blessed one.
Y'all do the same.
Yeah, you know, and we were talking about Lois again. You know, Lois went to Johns Hopkins Hospital. She didn't know what her problem was. The doctors didn't know.
They didn't know either at John Hopkins.
And it's a young lady at our church. It's a young lady. Oh well, it's Sister Imogene Davis. Her daughter's at Slurmaderma, and I was gonna go and talk to the foundation, a lady over the foundation, and I didn't get to go meet them that Saturday. I thought I had to get in to walk because my knees hurt too bad, and so I didn't go. And so now the lady won't call me back. And Sister Imogene's daughter, she had it, and they finally diagnosed that's what she's got. And so like I tell Sister Imogene, you and your daughter need to come and talk on the show. If the lady don't talk, you talk. My sister had it, and we saw everything the Lord went through. Yeah, we can.
We can do a show about, because I did a show about, it was another type of little known, it was chronic pain.
Yeah.
That they try to talk about does not exist.
Yeah, well, it exists because I got
it. It exists.
And my sister
lady
Joan
came on to talk about it, and I thought that was such an interesting show.
And now they call it.
You know what? I was paining so bad from that silvastatin until I went to the doctor and I told him, I said, I'm becoming an evil person. I said, it's like the good person and the evil person is at war with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, no, you're in pain and not taking anything forward is causing you to go into a depression. So
And also you get
pain.
irritable. You get very, very irritable and very short-tempered. You cannot stand a lot of noise and just a lot of, because when you're in pain, pain is your main focus.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody, and it's like, you're really trying to seek relief, and if somebody coming up to you talking all foolish or, you know, doing something.
That's right.
You ready to attack. Like,
that's right. And they said that's because you're just being mean, but that's not being mean.
No, you're in pain.
That's right. And that's why I tell my baby Dawn sometime when he come over here talking about my apartment and tell me I'm staying too much and mama done gone crazy. And I said, Dawn, I don't feel it, but mama, you made us do this. She made us do that. Well, go make your children do it. People, they don't understand what mothers and fathers are for. Whatever we done to you when you were young, then you go do it to your children. Don't come back trying to say what you done, because like my sister Marita always said, when a parent give a child 18 years and keep them and raise them, they were good parents, because some parents don't keep it till you're 18.
No,
so I tell them, you can't come and mess with me.
And foster care.
But sometimes the parents will run off.
Yeah, and sometimes the children make them.
Well, most
Children
of the time,
But most of the time they give them away.
Yeah.
Foster care.
They don't have time they don't have the patience. Now, we were told that you have patience
Yeah.
with your children. And